They're having a meeting about shutting down Carolina Beach at 4 o'clock, so we're going to get this episode in, Alec. You got to be in and out. I'd bounce, man. I'd bounce and go set up. I live there.
What's Dan doing? Just
I don't hear anything.
Coordinate with Dan when you want to come out there, yeah.
I'll do it.
You're fine. Are we going to be cutting in stuff?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ross Patterson Revolution! Brought to you by GhostBed.com.
Woo! Yeah, it ain't my fault
that I'm out again.
Loose.
Gotta blame it on the goose. Gotta blame it on that juice.
Yeah, James. We're not under lockdown.
Nope, we are wasted. Just joking.
At 11:30 a.m.
No.
Could you imagine?
Oh my gosh.
Could you imagine, James?
I can imagine a guy like you doing that, but
goddamn right. A guy like me is gonna have a beer in his gullet in about an hour, hombre. I just gotta get a little agua in my system, and then time to. I haven't drank this much in a week, and since spring break.
Right?
Spring break.
I think that's true for everyone.
Probably.
Pretty much what I'm seeing from everyone is just, we said it on Broettes. It's airport rules.
Yeah.
Same as when you're in an airport.
Goddamn
right.
right.
Drink at any time. Nobody judges you.
Goddamn rights. Nobody's judging me. I'm drinking at noon. I mean, it's close too. It's like 11:59 is when I'm setting my timer.
Oh, okay,
cool. Ooh-wee. Because I don't want to be like, oh, man, 11:30. Because then that's when it gets dangerous, right? When you're like, oh, man, I'm drinking at 11:30.
Sure.
11:59 is kind of like, well, he was right there. He was right there around nooner. You know, the afternoon had started. It's not morning, you know?
Cheers to my ladies in the neighborhood that
tipping over to Little Hand. Are they drinking right now?
Oh, I'm sure.
It's Friday, right?
Look.
Is it Friday?
I mean, it is Friday. We have kids, right?
Yeah, day 5 of the quarantine. California is under lockdown, Jabes.
Oh, yes.
That went into effect last night. What's the over-under for the amount of hours it takes for the looting to start and the rioting?
I don't know. I mean...
Come on.
I don't know.
I'd say it's Friday.
In certain areas...
It is Friday, James.
It's Friday. Maybe a Chinatown loot.
Yeah.
Maybe a quick Chinatown
K-Town?
loot. Yeah.
Little
maybe
Koreatown?
a K-Town. Oh, K-Town's not even, it doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, it's getting litty like a titty out there tonight, I bet, dude. I think you're going to see some Duraflames going through some Korean windows.
Okay.
They're the convenience stores, you know? That's usually where it starts down there.
Sure, yeah.
K-Town's pretty much like, all right, they've got some good shit there. Let's kind of start there. There's no more circuit cities, so it's not like you're going to see people walking down the street with TVs anymore.
Yeah, that's right? Like, where would you get, I guess, an old appliance store that you're just, a pawn shop maybe?
No, because even like, look, if you roll through a pawn shop, right? I guess if you want to get guns and maybe some watches, but...
Get you a guitar to pass the time?
Here's the thing. The people who own pawn shops usually have guns and they're waiting for you in there, where it's just like, hey, motherfucker.
Yeah, but they can't go there.
This is the wrong store.
Like, they're not allowed to go to their store.
Yeah. I think the convenience stores is usually where you start with. And we're saying this because we've lived there, and this is what typically happens in Los Angeles.
By the way, though, people can be working at the convenience store.
They can.
Mm-hmm.
But how is one man going to hold off thousands? We'll see how long this lasts.
Yeah.
Because right now, I'm looking at it, right? LA was the first one to start with this yesterday. Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
They said this is going to be in effect until April 19th. That's an entire month of lockdown in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Shit's going to fucking burn. It's going to burn. There's no way. A month in Los Angeles with no money? In a city, and we'll start with L.A. San Francisco is a different beast altogether. Mm-hmm. Unless they pass something where they're trying to get this money to people immediately.
Right.
You're shutting down rent. You're shutting down mortgages. and all that other stuff, and you're kind of essentially living free for a month, it's going to be looting, bro.
Looting.
For real. If we were there, let's say in the struggle days, right? Where it was just like, hey, man, trying to get a gig, don't know where that next gig is coming from, and there's nothing to audition for. Bruh, I'd be getting my motherfucking loot on, dude. Because what else are you gonna do? Your father, for example, poor Hempley. Your parents are out there. Your mom, I think, got on a train to Oregon.
Yeah, she's in Oregon right now, so she'll come back to a whole different situation.
Yeah, your dad. Now he didn't heed any warnings, or just didn't listen, or.
Yeah, they just did not take it very seriously. Right? Much like myself. So I come by it honestly, right? Like I'm literally just in the same world that they're in, which is like, it's going to be fine though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as the thing being really into America, my family really just like trusts that they're going to figure it out. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, well, we live in fucking America, dude. Like, I don't want to hear about Italy. I don't want to hear about China. That's not here. We have the best shit in the world, the best people, the best resources.
Right.
There's no way that we're going to fucking end up like Italy, right? Is how we think.
And we're on a fast track to Italy right now. So
Absolutely.
The first thing your dad learned last night, or he's going to learn tonight, is what it's going to be like shitting without toilet paper, because there was no toilet paper left.
There was no toilet paper. He said he had some.
Okay.
So he's good, just not like stockpiled. Do you know what I mean?
Same with us, and that's what I'm worried about.
And he's one dude by himself. So, he'd have to go through all the toilet paper that he has. He'd have to be literally shitting all day long. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So it's like,
of course.
he doesn't have a house full of kids or whatever, and he's one guy by himself. So it is possible for him to be like, I got a couple boxes of pasta. I got some rice. He has a bunch of canned food.
Right.
And in some ways is a little bit of an off the grid prepper anyways. Do you know what I mean? So has a bunch of canned stuff. Yeah. Has the honey thing came from him. So he has these tins full of honey.
Now explain to the audience what the honey is.
I don't know.
There's a lot of people are storing honey.
I don't know. I think it just like lasts forever, and you can get nutrients from it if the shit fucking hit the fan right or something. So, I mean, the cans, you would think that they were some kind of motor oil or something like this. So these unmarked weird cans that he has in his garage.
Right.
A bunch of canned stuff, a bunch of dry goods. Like he's just always had that. Do you know what I mean? So, and his motorhome is like stocked with stuff to like handle leaving if he has to or something, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. So he's fine.
All right.
Right? But he did yesterday. I was like, you went to shop, right? And he was like, yeah, after I talked to you, I went to the store, but they didn't have anything. I was like, okay, well, you were a little bit late, but I don't really worry about him only because he has a bunch of stuff. Anyways, okay. He doesn't like to go out all the time anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This just in. So New York is shutting down. Pennsylvania is shutting down. Michael Hando just wrote in. Because we're live on YouTube every day. We've been going live every day, so you guys have some entertainment, some content to enjoy yourselves every day, because you're at the end of your Hulu and Netflix queues at this point. One would imagine we're getting real goddamn close. Nothing for New Jersey yet, says Michael Hando, but our governor comes on at 2. Ohio is now coming. The governor is coming on at 2 p.m. today as well. Oh my gosh. And there is no alcohol in New York, says Joey Matheny, which is what I was told. There was some things I was told on Monday. We look, it's no secret if you listen to Drinkin Bros podcast. We've had a couple senators on the last couple weeks, so we have some close relationships with some people there in Washington, and we got a warning about this Monday. Didn't want to really say anything to the audience because I couldn't confirm it. We've taken our own precautions for things, but I could not confirm any of it. Therefore, I didn't want to put anybody into panic mode out there and say, hey, go do this, go do that. But what I was told was the liquor thing, too, the liquor store thing, which Friday night at 9, they were going to shut it down. Right. Because let's face it, people are out of work. People are out of jobs. You're stuck in your house. Be a lot of drinking going on.
Right.
I fucking stockpiled on Monday
You
after my
did.
buddies told us, and I was just like, all right, cool, man.
Thankfully, I drink wine. But yeah, if you want actual
You did not get
liquor,
enough bottles, so I would go real quick after this, James. You're a
then
wine
the
drinker.
Stores are going to be open. But yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. Apparently,
You are apparently a wine drinker too. So
Philly
why
has
don't
no
you-
laws right now. You know what I am?
By the way,
and I
why
wasn't.
don't you drink what you stockpiled and I'll drink what I stockpiled?
That's a deal.
Thank you.
That's a deal. I'm a big. I like you suddenly turn into a New Jersey housewife.
When
a
I
real
really
housewife
need
of
to
New
make
Jersey.
a point, I do.
Oh God. I will. I'll go grab some wine for sure. I dig it. I dig it during the apocalypse.
Oh, so you do want wine?
Yeah.
See, I thought you got your White Claw and your vodka, and I got my wine. Yet somehow somebody's drinking the wine and not
Who's
drinking.
to say I got enough though at this point? You know what I'm saying?
But you're not using your stuff that you got.
No, I
You're
am.
drinking the stuff that I got.
I am. I'm using both, which is probably the problem. And that's a come to Jesus moment with you and me as husband and wife. I'm drinking White Claw and the wine. So
And the vodka.
not yet. I haven't dipped into the hard
Well,
the
why
hard
don't
stuff.
you?
Oh, I will. It's Friday night.
That's
I definitely will tonight, for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as these congressmen go, whatever they knew when they knew it has now become a very big source of contention. That'll lead us to the next story, which is 4 senators, including one in the great state of North Carolina. Do we have the worst fucking politicians here in this goddamn state across the board at local and state levels? It is fucking crazy, man. I always make fun of this guy. I told you last night. Dick Burr.
Yes.
Richard Burr.
Richard Burr.
And this is another key point here is I say this all the time, and I 100% mean it. We do not give a shit who you voted for on the show. Yes, we have our own political beliefs and shit, but when people are wrong, they are wrong, and we will call them out. This motherfucker is a Republican here from the great state of North Carolina. He sat in these meetings with the fucking health department. They were all briefed. All the senators were briefed on what was happening and what was the potential to happen. And we had the hindsight of what has happened in France and Italy now. And knowing that we were about a month behind Europe as far as what was going to happen. And so these motherfuckers got briefed on what was going down. 4 senators, 4, decided to pull all their money out of the stock market and then reassure all of us constituents that we will find and keep our money in the market. Like old fucking Dick Burr here, Richard Burr. This motherfucker dumped $1.7 million worth of stock moments after going on television and reassuring the public that it was fine to leave your money in the market and this would all blow over really goddamn soon. Now, whether or not we're heading into a full-blown recession or just a depression in the markets and in mortgages and homes and all that other shit remains to be seen. However, you're going to lose a big chunk of your money for at least the next 6 months, if not longer. This fucking guy knew it and decided to take all of his money out. Tucker Carlson got on last night on Fox News and just obliterated this guy and said, look, he should be put in jail today. No questions asked. Haul this motherfucker away and lock him up until we figure out what actually happened here and get an explanation from this fucking guy. Now, we got some others in here. Kelly Loeffler from Georgia, another senator, dumped all her fucking stocks. Not only did she dump her stocks, she put some of the money into medical stocks that were going to potentially cure the coronavirus.
Oh, this can't be legal.
Nah, can't be legal. Dianne Feinstein, California, another one. That old bag of shit. What do you need the money for? Let's face it. If it is true what the California governor said, Gavin Newsom, that 56% of all residents of California are going to contract coronavirus, you're going to be dead in an hour, Diane.
Yeah.
So what the fuck do you care?
Why do you need all this money, Diane?
What do you need it for, Diane? Instead, you're going to go on fucking television and rage about Trump's tax cuts. But you know what? You need some money for yourself. You rich old fucking cunt. So all of them, lock them up. There's a fourth one right now that is kind of out there. I'm going to wait for the facts on the last one, but the three of them, Dick Burr, and we're just going to call him Dick Burr. He doesn't deserve the name Richard.
No.
Richard is reserved for people that were shamed their whole life, in being called Dick. So they're like, no, it's Richard.
It's Richard.
Not anymore, Richard. It's good old Dick Burr for you. And then Kelly Loeffler out of Georgia. I think she's a Republican as well. And then Dianne Feinstein out of California, who is a Democrat. I don't know. I'm going to hang off on the fourth one until the more facts come in. But Tucker Carlson was like, look, he should first of all resign immediately, like today, and then immediately be locked up. And so just go to your statements. Those are electronic. You'll know exactly the day and date that he dumped these fucking stocks. We have stocks. I can tell you the second they were traded on the stock exchange. You'll know electronically. All you have to do is say, hey, man, just pull up your fucking portfolio and we're good to go. When did you make this speech? When did you dump these stocks? The time codes will be right there. But this fucking guy, he goes on Twitter last night and was just like, no, this is a smear piece and no, it's not. It's not a smear piece from a tabloid. Everyone knows what you did, Dick Burr. Luckily, I live here. So does Jessie. So does our other shows. And we get to vote in November. You know who we're not voting for re-election? Dick Burr. It's you. And it's going to be a fucking landslide, bro. The problem is, unless he doesn't resign, it won't be a Republican. It'll have to be someone else. I don't give a shit who that other person is. I don't give a fuck if it's a Democrat. I'm voting for anyone but you on November 3rd. So get fucked, Richard Burr. Old Dick Burr.
Old Dick Burr just got the dressing down.
Man, that fucking, what are you doing, dude? And how do you think people aren't going to find out about this? Everything is digital now. All of these transactions are digital. Fuck, the entire stock market has switched over to digital. There is no longer anybody on the floor right now.
Exactly.
They were cleared out, so everything is digital. We're gonna see that time code, and you're gonna have to turn it in. You fucking dick. So look, how many states will be shut down by the end of the weekend? I don't know.
It's got to be all of them, right? Like, you can't have a couple doing the quote unquote right thing and other people not. So it's pretty much like California does it, New York does it, then everyone has to, or else you're the asshole like Evangeline Lilly,
Yeah. Look.
And no one wants to be an Evangeline Lilly.
You want to talk about Evangeline Lilly? Oof. We will. I went to I went to the beach yesterday.
You like her though.
Used to.
Before
big fan.
Look, this was your gal.
Here's the things. Huge fan of Lost. Smoking.
Sure.
She used to be smoking hot. She cut off all of her hair.
Right. It's grown back now. She's still a very attractive.
She is.
40-year-old.
She is.
Right.
I will say this because she's taking heat about what she's doing and what she's not doing, and she's like, "Look, I would rather live my life and fucking die by the coronavirus rather than be shut and stuck inside and blah, 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 right?"
The problem is Evangeline, well, I guess she would die.
Yeah. She'd die.
She's living with someone that has stage 4 leukemia, and she herself says that she has a compromised immune system.
Yes. And this so to me, this one poses an interesting question because I have a feeling, and they're having a hard time with this in Florida right now, right? They've got a little light laws out there of like, hey guys, we should pare this down, and the same as everyone else, right? Bars and restaurants are closed down, things on their thing, under 10 people, skeleton crews, all that shit. But they're having trouble containing young people going to the beach, partying, and all that other shit. It's going to get to that point for everyone at some point. I can guarantee you. To me, it got to that point yesterday,
right?
Where I said, fuck you guys, I'm going to the beach. I'm like, and we're only on day 5, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to the beach.
If you stay far apart from people, you can.
So there's
You know
going to be
what I
there's
mean?
going to be a meeting here today about whether or not to shut down the beaches at 4. We're going to try to squeeze in a spring break episode right before that on Drinkin Bros.
Do
because
it, buddy.
I'm in that camp with Evangeline Lilly kind of right now where I'm like, man, if you want to live your life and fucking die and take a risk on it, go ahead.
It's just so fucking stupid.
It is, but look,
Because
if your
it's
mom
a
has stage 4
moment.
cancer,
It's a moment.
well, we don't know. We don't know. We really don't.
Okay.
So it depends on who the individual is. If
we
they
know
believe
from
it's a
the
moment,
other people that have it. We know from China, we know from Italy that it is a moment. We do know from them that it is a couple months.
Italy's death rate doubled overnight. So we don't know.
Okay.
Now
I
China,
I knew you'd be on her side.
China
You
just
fucking like her.
no, it has nothing to do with Evangeline
Yeah,
Lilly.
you are. You're fucking defending her, dude.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I'm defending anyone.
You said you're the same as her.
no.
You guys need to go run off together to a beach and live your life.
Yeah.
Okay?
We need to get lost is what we
She's
need
like,
to do.
I just dropped my kids off at a gymnastics camp.
Yep.
They all wash their hands before going in.
Yeah.
They are playing and laughing. # business as usual.
Look, there was a child's birthday party in our neighborhood. This is where it became real for me yesterday. And it was just like, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with our kids playing with other kids and all that other stuff. Like I
wasn't
don't.
going to broadcast it, but go ahead. I think that's the difference.
I want to live my life with some.
I know, do it though. I think the broadcasting of it.
Broadcasting of what?
You know, why do you have to go on
Oh,
Instagram?
with Evangeline Lilly?
Look, or us or whatever. Like, yes, I was going to go to our neighbor's house with some people for a birthday party.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say anything about it, but you did. But yeah, you know what I mean? I don't want to.
But I do. I want to maintain.
Be more like, hey, like we don't need to. Like she doesn't need to be like, hey guys, this is what I'm doing, right?
So
if you really do want to live your life, so now you're gonna spend, if it is just a little bit left in your life, now you're gonna spend it getting fucking hate.
It's her life. Like, for real. And for me personally, I want to have some.
What show is this? I mean, what's happening?
I want to have some sense of normalcy of, like, man, I want to go and do shit. Like, yesterday, I went to the fucking beach.
We know.
No, you don't know. We didn't talk about it on the show. So I went to the beach yesterday during lunch, and I just said, you know what? It was fucking 80 degrees here. Beautiful. And I was like, man, I feel like I've been shut in enough. All the gyms have closed and all that other shit. I enjoy working out and enjoy, like, just getting out for a little bit. We're in a dark studio most of the day. And I was like, but part of me on the drive down there was like, fuck. Am I an asshole? Or I'll probably be isolated. It'll probably just me on the beach or whatever. I went down. There was over 1,000 people down there out on the beach. And I was like, oh my gosh. For one small period of time, I felt like a fucking normal person this week. I pulled out, I had a fucking beach chair in the back of my pickup truck. I pulled it out. I knew I had to be back here to do another show. So I had a timer of what time we were going live with the other show. I set it for 27 minutes. I put on the fucking Allman Brothers, ripped off my shirt. Somebody gave me a beer on the beach. Drank that with homeboy. I don't even know this guy. And I felt like a normal fucking person for the first time this week. For real. I got some sun, finally. And, there's certain things that was the best 27 minutes of my week. It was. And there's certain things that I want to maintain some normalcy on. Looking at these dates right now of April 19th, that's a full fucking 30 days locked inside your house. I don't know if that's the way to live. For me, like, I want to go outside and I want to do some shit. So I don't know. I really don't. And I think that's going to be, I think that's what's going to happen to a lot of people in America at some point of like, all right, during this, if they shut all the states down this weekend, some people after 5 or 6 days are going to be like, you know what? Fuck it, man. I'm going out. I really don't care. I'm going to go to the park. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to try to do something.
You can do that.
You cannot in a lot of these places. Like didn't they close down Riceville Beach today?
They closed it down, but you can go, you can walk outside. You can go for runs. You can go for hikes. You can exercise outside.
Okay.
That's allowed.
All right. So, look.
Just saying, even in California, in their shutdown, that's what they're suggesting. That's what they're saying. Like, go outside, be with close family members. Mm-hmm. Social distance is extended to everyone. So
but they're recommending everybody, over 60 to stay inside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then, go out with your family, go for a bike ride, go for a walk, go for hikes, go for whatever. Like,
I just think for me, I think, the majority of Americans, because we are such a free country, and we always have been forever, and that's the beauty of this fucking country. I think a majority of the Americans will be like, man, at a certain point, I'm just going to go do what I want. I'm going to go out and live my life, and that's it. The Evangeline Lilly thing isn't shocking. Shocking that a celebrity put it out there and said, fuck it, I'm going to do what I want. But, I think a lot of people are going to get to a moment in their life where they're like, man, I'm just going to do this. And whatever happens at this point. So I think that's going to be the interesting part about it. I think the other interesting part is going to be, as this shutdown occurs, what Americans are like during times of crisis. Mm-hmm. Typically, it has gone towards rioting and looting in certain areas of the United States. So, you look at California. That is the biggest population as far as the state goes in the United States. 40 million people live there. 40 million. Now, luckily, I looked at the 10-day weather forecast. Luckily, the weather's nice. Mm-hmm. If this happened in the summer, and you're inside and everybody's juiced up the AC, got their Netflix rolling, all that other shit,
everything's going to shut down.
Power grids, blackouts, all that other stuff. April 19th, let's say you do have a couple of those hot days, because it does happen in LA. It does happen in California. I think that's when shit can get wild, like real wild.
Yeah.
And if this inches into summer, if this goes past April 19th and this goes into summer, I think that's when you really need to stock the fuck up, because I think the grids will go down. Netflix has already been urged numerous times by every fucking country to, hey man, can we slow down these speeds and buckle it down, because everybody's watching Netflix. Mm-hmm. Their stock, by the way, is one of the only ones that's up.
Really?
Yeah, simply because everybody is watching it and is ordering it, because it's like, all right, sweet, the networks are out.
They should put out Ozark earlier.
They
should put out stuff earlier.
It's funny. It's funny you say that. So some of these shows were pushed into later dates, right? One of the biggest ones I was looking forward to was this show, Impeachment, about the Monica Lewinsky thing on FX that Ryan Murphy's doing, right? Clive Owen is playing Bill Clinton. Star-studded cast. It is the same people who did The People versus O.J. Simpson. They pushed that because of the election on November 3rd.
Okay.
I wonder, with the success of the Hillary doc on Hulu, if they bring that up, because I know that's done. And
exactly. That's what I'm saying. If it's
yeah.
done, move it up.
Yep.
If you're in production, sure, you're going to have to move it back. But if it's already done and you're just waiting for that March 27th drop date, whatever, like, let's.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, it's going to get real fucking interesting here. Real fucking interesting. And I'm not ready to shit on Evangeline Lilly yet, or the others. Now, the Imagine thing's another thing where it's just like, dude, you're rich and you're fucking shut in your goddamn house. Like,
the thing with the Evangeline Lilly thing is that if one person wants to do it, it's just the selfishness of it, where it's like, if one person wants to do it, like, you're lucky enough to do that. But we can't all do that. If we all do that, then we do need to have martial law, and then we do need, do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's something that, like, hey, I'm going to do it. I don't want all of you guys to do it, because then we'll be in big trouble. But I'm going to do it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's only a few people that are allowed to do it, because we can't all do it. That's the point, right?
I guess.
We can't all be at the beach. Therefore, the selfish few that want to be like, I'm going to fucking live my life. Like, go ahead, live your life. But I guess we're just going to have to stay home, because if we all were out there, then now we're going to have police, like,
and
making us do it.
This poses an even more interesting question, right? Will there be like, hey man, will they eventually, if this thing went on for a long time?
If you and Evangeline Lilly keep up your fucking bullshit, yeah.
No, but will they eventually just be like, hey man, certain areas, certain zip codes can start doing certain things at a certain time if this keeps going on for a long period of time?
No, because that's not how we work, right? Like, we don't want to see Evangeline Lilly going out living her life because we can't do it. It will force other people to just be like, all right, fuck it. And we can't have that, right? So it's like, you have to be like, okay, so like New York, we don't have that many cases here, right? But we can't be out fucking on Carolina Beach living our life if other people, other places aren't allowed to, right? So that's how we're coming together, is being like, just because you're rich and fucking out of touch doesn't mean you get to do whatever you want. Like, you can, I guess, but I guess I'll be the responsible one that doesn't. But have fun, you know, like, I guess if that's what you want to do, that's cool.
Well, like talking to your father last night, did he say anything of like, hey, man, I'm just going to keep living or what?
No, I mean, they're doing up
like
until
your
last
mom got
night.
on a train and just said, fuck it. Like,
my
YOLO.
mom is not. But my dad is like, look, you know, I'm going to do what they tell me to do, right? But it's like he's a plumber, right? He's a business just by himself. He has no workers or whatever. People are calling him like crazy.
Yeah.
His business is up. He's like, I have gloves, I have a mask, like, until, you know, they tell me I can't. It's legal in the sense that it's one person going to another person's house, right?
Yeah.
For now.
Well, for instance, did you say anything to your mom when she got on the train of like, hey, don't do this?
Yeah, I mean, I told her traveling is not a good idea right now. And especially for older people, you know, we both have parents that seem to think that they're not over 60, but they are.
What was her response to it? Just out of curiosity.
I'm being safe. I have wipes. This is, you know, whatever.
And my point of all this is, I think, because that's 50-50, right? Mm-hmm. That's going to be most people, is my point. And, you know,
I don't know. I mean, I don't see it in my immediate group, but yeah, I guess that probably will. And I think in California, in the Evangeline Lillys and, you know, the older hippies, the whatever, the people that have savings and they're just like, fuck you. It's the people that, you know, you don't see anybody on Today's Show that is out of a job being like playing piano with their fucking family, being like, quarantine's awesome. No. These people are fucking devastated.
Yeah.
They're not at home having quarantinis.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, fuck all you motherfuckers that have savings, that have all this stuff, that can work from home, that can like, and are still continuing to do bullshit. Because the people that lost their jobs because of it are sitting at home and like either somebody's sick or whatever it may be. They're not fucking just breathing, taking in a breath and breathing out slow and meditating and doing yoga. Like, this is the end.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that's the only difference is like, just because you can go out for yourself, like, you shouldn't.
Got it.
You just shouldn't, because there are people that are really, really fucking suffering. They're not sending memes to their friends. They're not having quarantinis.
Right.
Like, this is fucked up.
Totally.
And just because you're a rich fucking white lady that somehow a gymnastics camp is open doesn't mean you should fucking go. Just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? And it is a small blip. It's a blip in your life. Look, if you're dying of cancer, Godspeed, right? Mm-hmm. If you only have a month left, really only have a month left, go get it. Yeah. I don't fucking care, right? No. But if you think that you have time beyond these 2 months, even if it's 2 or 3 months, like, everyone's saying life is short, I tend to disagree with sometimes when it's like, life is long.
Oof. I
like,
think
this
life
3 months,
short.
like 3 months in your life, when you look back on it, do you want to be like, I just fucking did whatever I wanted to?
That quality of life to be versus if I give a fuck about everybody else and everything else. Like,
it's bullshit that you can't fucking stay put or do what you need to do for a fucking month. You're a child.
That's assuming
you're a fucking baby.
It's assuming it's a month though.
Whatever it is, it's not going to be longer than 2. It's not going to be longer than 3. Like, really, it's not.
We don't have any idea.
And that's fucking crazy. But if you can't handle that, you are a child. So have fun with your life as a fucking selfish baby. Like, honestly, have fun. Really. Like, my child will not give a fuck and go outside, and so will you. So you guys all have fun together. I mean, honestly, I don't get why we're not a little bit bummed at Evangeline Lilly. But it is an interesting debate that we will leave here.
Yeah, for sure. Again, quality of life, and it depends on what everybody's going through. I don't know what's her thing. She's got a fucking autoimmune thing.
I don't know what her thing is. She has a compromised immune system.
And her mom is what?
Leukemia.
Leukemia stage 4.
Mm-hmm.
So it's each person's individual life and what they're personally going through to whether or not they're going to give a fuck.
Sure.
So it's a strange one. It's a strange one to me.
Seems pretty cut and dry to me.
To you.
To me.
But you're not going through any of that. So
what am I not going through?
You don't have a parent dying of cancer that you're currently living with. You don't have an autoimmune disorder or anything like.
Well, either do you. So what's your thing?
My thing is quality of life. And
you're going to die in a month or 2 months?
You never know. Like, so in my situation, I'm glad you asked. Like, in my situation, like, most of my family on my father's side died young, man. So it was just like, and it was all like in like a span of like 12 years or something like that. And you were just like, holy shit, I just lost my entire family on that side. Nothing crazy. Nobody was murdered or anything. Like, I wish I had a sweet story for you. It was like, well, and then he got hit by this bus and then this happened. Wasn't anything like that. It was just all a bunch of weird, like, natural things that happened. And, you know, I also got to see, like, my great-grandparents, for example. I had one that fucking smoked 2 packs every day and drank a bottle of whiskey. He outlived the other one who was on a treadmill every day, my great-grandmother who was on a treadmill every day. Like, it just depends on how you view life and what it is to you and how long you think you will be here on this earth and what you want to do with it. And that's why this is all difficult, you know? Or whether or not you believe you're living in a sim world. And this thing, because if you were living in a sim world right now, doesn't this kind of seem like the point in the video game where you're like, oh, shit. Well, you got to go through this.
All right.
You know?
All right.
Like, hey, Jamie, you play those games, right? Like the sim games and shit like that?
No. I have power tools.
You have power tools. Your kids play video games?
Yeah, my kid does.
Yeah. This is kind of one of those things, it seems like, right? Where you're just like, oh, now it's time for this green fog to move through the entire level 7 and kind of nuke out half the people. Can you survive it?
Yeah, unless you're prepared for it, which I have.
Yeah, exactly. Jamie's got 91 cans of ravioli, so he's good. He's good. I looked at your supply. I was impressed by you, Jamie. You're stocked up, and I'm proud of you.
Big boy flex.
I'm proud of you. So yeah, it's, you know, it depends on what you believe in this world and all this other shit. And then people going off the deep end. Did you see Rogan the other night? Last night's show? Homeboy was doing it in a green costume.
In a what?
Rogan put on like an astronaut suit,
the
and the
whole
other guy
thing,
put on a whole green bush outfit, like, you know. And they smoked.
Have fun with it.
They smoked speed weed, which I haven't heard of before.
What is this?
Don't know. That is definitely new, but look, Rogan's rich as fucking saying YOLO smoking speed weed live on air. Look, regular
weed. Is it like laced?
I don't know. I'm going to look up speed weed, but I can tell you this.
Because I remember speed weed from back in the day, and it was not a good thing. Like, you did not want your weed laced with speed. That's for sure.
Speed weed. Okay. Who knows? Look, regular weed works just as fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Does it hit you quicker?
Fuck, I don't know.
That's just weed, bro. Like,
there's some people, man, who are putting like, you know, weird shit on weed where you're just like, hey, like hash oil's big, right? You can buy that at all the shops in LA, and at least it's like, oh, and every time I check out there, they're like, would you like some hash oil?
Right.
And you're like, no, I definitely don't want that. That's a big thing. And then, and obviously those Cocoa Puffs were big for a while. I don't know if people are still doing that.
What was that again?
Sprinkling a little bit of cho-chain on there.
Oh, okay. I like the PCP weed myself.
Oof.
Ooh, that was fun, dude. Get naked everywhere, lift up fucking cars and shit. That was fun. Those were the days, huh?
Yeah.
Reminiscing, right? Memories.
I never got thankfully.
I didn't either. I know.
That's not true. There was one time.
Everyone has.
one time.
Like everyone's gotten the angel dust, like but you don't know you have it.
I know exactly when it was too. I was at a Dave Matthews concert in like, I don't know, 2005 or 4 or something like that.
I don't know if it's rampant at a Dave Matthews.
Right.
But
that's exactly, and I'm glad you said that. So
it didn't seem really like the
we
crowd.
got in, and I got a phone call from one of my best friends, and he goes, "Hey man, one of the guys in the band just died."
Oh, yeah.
And I was at the show.
Right.
And I was like, "Oh shit. Are they going to play?" And he's like, he goes, "I think on CNN it just says they're going to play." And he goes, "You might want to go check." And I was in line getting like a hot dog and like a beer, you know. It was a Staples Center in LA.
Okay.
So I'm in line, and I pop back into the seats real quick, and Dave Matthews comes out, and he was very solemn, and he just said, Leroy Moore died, and we're going to play tonight. We're going to play all of his favorite songs.
Right.
And then he just went back, and it was just like, the show was going to start like an hour later or whatever it was, and I was like, shit. And I was like, I was not prepared for that. I'm a Dave Matthews fan.
Right.
Huge surprise, probably. But I went back, got some beers, came back to the seats, and there was 2 lesbians behind me, and they were like, "Did you hear what happened?" And I was like, "Yeah, I fucking heard what happened." They were like, "Do you want to smoke some weed?" And I was like, "Yeah, now I definitely want to smoke some weed." Took 2 hits of this, blasted into another planet. That show could have been 15 minutes or maybe 9 hours long. Couldn't tell you, but I know it was one of the greatest shows of my life.
Right.
The greatest shows of my life.
Right.
We had like taken cabs and shit everywhere, luckily, and so it was just like,
who cares?
Who cares what you do with your life?
That's
at that
a
point?
lot of like trips people are taking. If their trips get canceled, they just do a bunch of shrooms at their house or acid.
Another friend just texted me that today, and he goes, "Dude, I'm just gonna do mushrooms all weekend."
Yeah, it's becoming a little bit viral right now.
Is it really?
Like, yeah, people being like, "Well, trip's canceled. Guess I'll take one at my house." Shrooms.
2 of my friends texted me that this morning.
Yeah.
Fucking A. So anyways, dude, the rest of that night, I went to a Mexican restaurant, right? That kind of turns into like a nightclub later on.
Okay.
Like not a full-on nightclub, but like there was a DJ and shit, one of those trendy bullshit restaurants that I typically went to and just sat at the bar, got drinks, great food, normal shit. And I get there, and the bouncer was like, ID, and I had handed him my ID, and he looked at me, and he said something to me, and apparently I'd responded, wah, wah. No human language whatsoever, like literally just like that.
Wait, he called you?
No, he was talking to me, and he asked me a question, and he goes, "Hey man," he was looking at my ID, and he goes something.
Oh, and
I don't know what he said.
Did they let you in?
No.
Oh yeah. No.
But I responded back,
Right.
just like that, and I was like, and so they were like, "Hey man, you got to get out of here," or whatever, right? And so whatever I snapped into and out of, because you're coming in and out of like wild shit at that point, right? I looked at the guy later because I went back to there was another place, and then I tried to go back there later because I was still hungry or whatever, right?
Sure.
And I go, "Hey man, can you let me in or whatever?" And he goes, "No, dude, I cannot let you in,
bro.
but I know what's going on at this point." And I was like, "I don't understand why you won't let me in here." And he goes, "Oh, well, you just looked at me and said, gwah, gwah, gwah,"
Yeah.
like that. And I go, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, it was like a full-on baby. It was like a full-on baby voice that you did and
like,
everything
sorry,
else." And I was like,
PCP, bro, right?
I said, I go, "Hey, man, drugs,
Drugs.
What are
Am
we
I
going to
right?
do?"
Yeah.
And he looks, and I was like, "Man, I come in here all the time." I was like, "I really apologize for earlier, but,
Now I'm coming down a little bit and I'm hungry.
So he goes, "All right, man." I goes, "I tell you what, I'm going to let you sit at the bar, but you got to sit right there." And he picked out the 2 seats closest to the door.
So if I need be, if you start acting like a baby all around the...
I can rip you the fuck out of here, bro.
Oh, my God.
Gwah, gwah.
Gwonk, gwonk.
Where are people getting mushrooms, though?
They
fast.
maybe had them already or something.
Yeah, chocolates and things like
You
that.
save it for your trip. You save it for Coachella, for fucking whatever, and can't go.
Yeah, I guess so, man. That's fun. That's funny, man.
Very fun.
It felt it. I think it might also get towards that 9/11 vibe too, where we had talked about this on a previous show, but I remember when 9/11 happened and everything kind of just shut down, just because it shut down. But that was like that was like a week, right?
Yeah.
I remember everybody just kind of getting together and whatever drugs, drinks everybody had at that time because everything was just closed.
Yeah.
You kind of got together and did that for a while, but then, it's not like it wasn't like a virus where you couldn't go out and do things and things like that. But people even then were kind of just getting a little cagey after about
for sure.
a week. So we'll see what happens. We got some sponsors though, James.
Oh my
We
God.
pay for this fucking show to be on the air. First and foremost, ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. No coronavirus for Ghostbed. It will ship to your house. 25% off now. Yes. 25% off now at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Look, everybody's doing it, man. We have another sponsor on Drinkin Bros podcast, killcliffcbd.com. 25 milligrams of CBD in each can on that one. Promo code Drinkin Bros gets you 30% off there now. 30% off and free shipping.
Oh, my God.
With Ghostbed, they're at 25% off. And you get free pillows with the mattress. So, I mean, that's even better of a savings. And then half off the adjustable bases, which is amazing. And then you get 36-month pay-as-you-go, no interest for 36 months. So it knocks it down to like $25 or whatever a month. $20 a month for like a mattress and shit. So if you're stuck and you're going to be, look, if it's a month now, hopefully you're sleeping comfortably. Because, man, could be a long time you were in the casa.
Yes.
So to speak.
Yes.
So go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today and take advantage of these deals. Next up, we got StrikeForceEnergy.com.
Boom, 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 boom. Shabloinker.
Strikeforce Energy's got 4 amazing flavors: grape, ridge, orange, and lemon, dude. Look, nothing goes better than White Claw, and you're going to need to keep your energy up if you're chasing the kiddos around the house, especially for a month at this point, if that is indeed where we are headed. Last longer than 5-hour energy, no carbs and no sugars. So if you're trying to avoid that quarantine 15 you're going to gain, best way to do it, man, is with Strikeforce, and it'll keep you going. I got a pump and dump in the drinks every day. I go to StrikeForceEnergy.com. Promo code Revolution gets you 20% off. All of these products ship to you. That is the importance of this. You don't have to leave your fucking house. All of these products do ship to you. Boom. You're going to get it in the same boxes you see at 7-Eleven and all that other shit. Straight to your fucking house. It's cheap as shit. It's StrikeForceEnergy.com. Promo code Revolution, 20% off. Last but not least, StraightRazors.com.
Ooh, that's a clean cut. Smooth. Oh, you right?
Oh, man.
Oh.
I like how you're not wearing cans and I am, and therefore it's just...
Ooh, yeah, I did it to myself yesterday. So.
Oh, man.
You do it to yourself.
You do it to yourself.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Look, if you need to shave and they're out of shaving products at your store, go to StraightRazors.com. They have normal razors as well, man. Straight razors, everything you need for the apocalypse. Shaving cream, beard oils. A lot of people growing beards. Might as well keep it taut, you know? Keep
some oil on there. Keep it still groomed and nice when you're growing it out.
Riders on the storm. Go to StraightRazors.com for all your shaving needs and everything across the board. To be a man in this life, they've slashed their prices as well. Pun intended, but that was StraightRazors.com. Promo code Revolution 20% off. Jobless. What about you?
What about me?
What about you? What's your thought process on all this? You gonna head out and go for a run?
I'm gonna go for a run.
Where do you go? Because you typically you typically run where?
Well, so I went for a little run yesterday at this park that has like a 1.5 mile loop, so you could just go around it a couple of times.
Okay.
It was so fucking packed that I'm like, all right, maybe I can't do that. So there is another stretch that I do. And the only reason is because people are doing bikes on it too. And I'm like, get the fuck off of the running path.
You know
loser.
my bicyclist hatred. Yes.
On the left, I'm just like, boom. So there's another path that I'm going to take, probably go like a quick 6 or something.
Okay.
I'm getting texts of people that are like, I'm not freaked out. Should I be freaked out? So I'm not saying to freak out. I'm not going to freak out. Like, I refuse to panic about it, get worked up, be drama.
Sure.
I'm just going to kind of do what I'm supposed to do.
Absolutely.
For the good of other people. That's all. And like, the most that I can do is go out and run. Like, hell yeah. I should do that.
For sure. Breaking news, Governor Cuomo of New York has now ordered New York to lock down as well. So that is California, New York, and Pennsylvania thus far. The Ohio governor is coming on at 2 p.m. and Pennsylvania's coming on at 2 p.m. As well. So I imagine
a quick 6.
They are next.
Yeah. Everyone's going to do it. I mean, that's just how it goes.
One would think, right?
No, it's
one
just like how it goes. The other thing, individual, but we are still like one nation, right? Like we're
yeah. The hilarious thing on Twitter is like, I don't know who's controlling this, but New York's not even trending. Cash App Friday is number 1.
There you go. What do you mean?
Number 2.
I mean, it's not. Yeah.
Friday thoughts. What are your Friday thoughts?
My Friday thoughts.
What are you thinking about? That's the number 2 trending topic on Twitter right now.
Wow.
Yeah. What are your Friday thoughts?
PA is already locked down. Yeah. I
mean, they are.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania's locked down. Okay.
So maybe it's not trending because it's just like, obviously.
Yeah.
Like it goes L.A., New York, and everyone else, right?
And I apologize for interrupting you again. More breaking news. Tax day has officially moved from April 15th to July 15th. That's so weird. That was one of the emails I had sent last night with my CPA. I was like, hey, bro, I got to push this. Like, this has been too crazy for us here at work, so I got to push that. So if you're watching at home, taxes are not due on April 15th. They have pushed to July 15th, and you can still file now if you were expecting a refund. It's a good move by the government there. So if you are expecting a refund, go ahead and file now, and they will send it to you as of now.
I like this. Look,
this. Trump's approval rating is at the highest it's ever been. It's at 55%. So financially, thus far, he's making the right moves, and the House and the Senate has magically come together on this. So so far, so good. But that's a big one.
Right.
I apologize. Go ahead.
What was I saying? Nobody knows.
Nah, nobody knows anymore.
Nobody knows. Not even me. I mean, what the fuck,
Friday
right?
thoughts. Friday
thoughts. What are your Friday thoughts? Yeah.
Can you believe that's the number 2 thing? Hey, man, what are your Friday thoughts today? Nothing about this, but what I'm really thinking about is whether or not Creedence is going to get back together. You know,
I'm worried about Drake.
Are you? I'm so
worried.
It's like you're reading my mind today, for real. You were reading my fucking mind.
No, I'm just reading the news.
Why? Why are you worried about Drake? What do you say?
He was hanging out. He's self-quarantined because he was hanging out with Durant.
Oh, no way. I didn't hear that.
Oh, yes, and they have pictures of them at the club, and they're broing. I mean, bro hugging.
Well, Drake wants to be an NBA wife.
I know. So anyways, he is self-quarantined in his mansion in Canada, if you guys are worried.
If you have not seen his house, it is on YouTube. They did a podcast inside there. It is fucking insane.
Fine.
It's the greatest goddamn thing of all time.
He's fine.
You brought up Drake. I'm going to tell you my Drake story. I just wanted something positive on the way in and out of work because we've been spending a lot of hours here. Jamie, you've done a great job this week, by the way. I want to say that live on air to everybody. You've done a fantastic job this week with all the craziness going on. Drake is one of the artists that I was like, Apple Music has got the essentials list for every artist. So I'm just kind of scrolling through all of them.
Sure.
I've had some Drake slander in my past. I've talked shit about Drake. I want to apologize live on air to Drake. I was really, really unaware of how many fucking hits you actually have. My God, man.
I mean,
no, you don't understand. Like I went through the first hour and a half of hits, and I was like, wait a minute. Is there still more hits on his? He's kind of incredible. And
Yeah.
I apologize, Drake, if I've ever slandered you in the past or anybody else has. I challenge you to go through Drake's essential list on Apple and tell me he's not one of the very best to ever do it, because
for sure.
Jesus Christ, the amount of hits is insane. I even forgot about like the Rihanna ones or like the weird mixtape ones, the fucking diss tracks. Like, he's put out a lot of fucking material for a very young life, because he's only, what, 31?
Yeah.
32?
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Drake, I'm sorry. I'm going to go on air and say there's no Drake slander here. I don't care that you want to be an NBA wife.
Make a quarantine hit, dude.
Well, that's the other part of this. So I was watching Brendan Schaub, who hosts numerous shows at this point. Jesus Christ. And he was talking about, I think it was on Below the Belt, which is the MMA one he does in boxing for Showtime. On this podcast, however, he was talking about, he goes, you know, with all the negative shit and everything being canceled, he goes, I want you to remember this. When it does come back, if you're a sports fan, it is going to be fucking lit, because everybody's going to be at their best, trying their hardest.
Sure.
In MMA, he goes, all those shitty cards, if you thought they were watered down in the past, they're not going to be, because all these people are going to need money. You're going to see some of the best fights you've ever seen all on one card.
Desperate.
And you're going to see these amazing fucking fights that you're never going to ever had a chance to see before. He goes, dude, all of your favorite stand-up comedians, he goes, you know what they're doing now? If you're going to be quarantined at your fucking house, they're going to be writing. They're going to be working on their shit. So when they come back out of this, you're going to see the best material that you've ever seen out of them.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be on the road. They're not going to be doing the same sets anymore. They're going to be forced to write new shit.
Post
Malone?
He finally had to take a break? Fuck no.
Dude, that
He's
motherfucker.
not taking a break. He's writing right now.
No, he's a gangster. I bet you he's in his house fucking writing his ass off, dude.
For sure.
Knocking out hits. Now his producer went down with coronavirus. So give him 15 days and he'll be back for that. But look, you're going to get the very best out of musicians too. It would be the biggest boss move of all time if Drake dropped a fucking quarantine mixtape.
Oh, God.
And it was a banger.
Dude.
Could you imagine if it was just full of slappers and you were like, what? Oof. That would be the best. That would be the best move ever.
The best.
I wonder if someone will do that and just be like, hey, man, I know everybody's fucked up. Bam, 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 bam. Just drops a banger of a mixtape. That would be amazing.
That would be great. Craig's kind of writing funny stuff.
Go ahead. Fire away at some of the live comments. Again, we're live on YouTube everywhere.
Because we were kind of like interacting with him yesterday, right? Craig Dulesky got a lot of love.
Big
He's
fan.
like, not one mention yet. I think I peaked yesterday. Peaked. No one said my name yet. Okay, Craig.
Greg Dulesky, you're loved.
Richard Rubin.
Richard Danoff, yeah, Richard Rubin. We
guys
love these
are
guys.
with
These are the
us.
best. These are day one homies.
Oh, day one, and they've been with us every day. Every show.
Every day,
so
the best in the biz, dude.
They're out. They're not working.
Best in the biz. Greg Dulesky said, Jamie, you've had a few issues, but we'll allow it. So you're getting some criticism.
Jamie says, thanks so much, Craig.
I'll taser him later.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a feeling the rest of the day is going to be like this. So we're going to try to keep going, by the way, live every single day. We do have a studio in our house as well. So whether or not there is a statewide shutdown or whatever, we're going to be coming at you. Whether or not that is live remains to be seen. I don't know.
Can't do
We don't have the tech capabilities that are out.
No, but I can put it up.
We can
like
premiere it
that day.
We'll chat with you on there.
You know.
Actually, you may have
the capability.
been working on some backup plans.
Okay. Jamie says we might have. We might have some capabilities and working on some.
It won't be
backup
good,
plans.
but it'll be live.
I went to cancel because you were supposed to go to Los Angeles next week or in 2 weeks, and I went to cancel that flight last night, and they were like, "Hey, we've already canceled it."
Oh, did they?
American Airlines has grounded 55,000 flights. 55,000. So
who's flying?
you'll be getting
Nobody, right?
no one. Which leads us to the last part of what the congressman said of like, we will be near a travel shutdown all the way across the board, flight-wise, pretty soon. So that was another thing they said. Delta and United are sending their largest planes to the desert for storage, so they're not even thinking about flying these for a while. And I'm assuming it's these international flights.
Yeah.
Because with China, they have no new reported cases except for the Chinese who are flying back into the country, trying to go home again. They're the ones. There was 34 cases yesterday that were new cases that were reported, but it was only people in Beijing getting off of flights, which leads me to think that's probably why California and New York shut down first, and why there's so many cases there as opposed to everywhere else.
Yes.
Internationally, if you're flying, typically you're flying into LAX or LaGuardia or JFK in New York, or San Francisco. So most of these flights, that's probably where the disease is obviously traveled from, and it's coming into California and New York first. And then if we're to judge what's going to happen, just by the rest of these countries, it'll start to trickle down to the rest of these states. So we'll see. An NBC News staffer has died. That is also breaking news. So, yeah. 61. He just died after testing for the coronavirus a few days ago. So it is starting to get real at these places, When we were watching NBC the other day with Savannah Guthrie and them, like most of them were home. There was a couple still in the studio, though.
Not a couple, just one.
Oh, who was it?
Hoda. She sits at the thing. Hoda. She sits at the desk by herself like a fucking boss.
Never do that again.
And everyone.
I'll never do that again.
Please.
And I want to apologize for it to you.
Yeah, I was trying to ignore it. I do that with my kids. I just ignore bad behavior and hope that it stops. But she's sitting there at the desk by herself like a fucking gangster, and everyone else is remote from their house.
Yeah.
She's the best in the biz. Until they rip her away from that fucking studio, she'll be there.
Well, she did take 9 months off for the baby who was born with a surrogate.
For her kids, but fucking a flu?
She didn't have it.
No, I'm saying like, oh, for the kids? Yeah. Oh, no, but she wanted to be with... I did really like that. If you're rich as fuck, you should do that. But
yeah, why not?
Right?
CRISPR it.
But now she is, no, I'm saying stay home.
Oh, I thought you meant get a CRISPR baby, Figure it out. Is that Kim Kardashian did it?
Yeah.
God damn, cutest kids. I mean, it's almost unfair.
Yeah, because if you look at her pre plastic surgery, like, it's not guaranteed that her and Kanye are going to have super cute kids. Like,
right. That's
a hook nose. That's a weird face.
There's a lot going on there. Decent enough, like a 7, but definitely not
I don't even know if you have seen her before plastic surgery. Though.
I did. I saw. Well, scratch that. So like 19 was like the first, because I think she was married to some record producer.
She had a little bit done. Yeah.
The other one's getting it done in like 17 though, right?
Yeah.
Crazy. Crazy. Jabes.
What it?
We're gonna go stock up. I'm not gonna lie.
You're gonna go stock up?
Yeah, we're gonna do we're doing one last spring break episode at the beach because, well, I'm selfish and I deserve to go to the beach today.
Sure, Evangeline.
For the last day.
Sure,
so
Miss
Dan and
Mr.
I on
Lilly.
Drinkin Bros, and that'll air on Sunday nights.
Okay.
And that'll, because there's a rumor here that they're going to be closing the beaches at 4 p.m.
Yes.
So Dan and I are going to try to squeeze in one spring break episode.
A couple more rays.
Yeah, just, what is it, vitamin D?
Vitamin D, and get some ankle slappers.
Yeah.
You going to do it in the water?
Man, there was so many people surfing yesterday.
You have to. I mean, you're not going to be able to do it anymore.
It was crazy. So, yeah, we're going to try to squeeze in one spring break show before the beach is shut down today. And then I'm going to head off. Ooh, it's always a tough one in my mind. Do you go to the liquor store first, or do you go to the grocery store first,
I would do liquor store because the grocery stores are going to stay open.
True, yeah. We have heard a rumor that the liquor stores are going to shut down.
Right.
So might as well stock on up.
And what are you going to get at the grocery store?
Pastas, things like that. I didn't think to grab pasta for some reason.
I have a bunch of boxes of it.
Okay.
But grab some more. Why not?
That was one of the things where I had a couple people talking about that. And I was like, shit, I didn't think about that. I went to like canned goods and things like tuna and other things like that. I did not go to pasta. Pasta's filling.
filling, but it lasts, like it's not going to go bad.
Yeah.
Basically. And all you need is water and some flame.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I actually need
meats.
apple juice because I need it for ribs whenever we may do that.
Yeah, so that was the other thing. Like, I think I'm going to go buy meats and then cook all those meats for the end of the weekend and then figure out the rest of the box and can shit after that, right?
What meats do you have?
What do you want to do?
I mean, I have 3 racks of ribs.
I talked to Jared last night. He was like, yo, man, I'm getting brisket. And he's got Street Bike Tommy in town. He's like, dude, we're getting briskets tonight. We're getting tomahawk steaks. He said, though.
I need fucking pellets, dude.
Yeah. I'll head up the pellet place on the way back.
Okay. Home Depot and then the store.
Holla. I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do all that. But that's what Jared was doing too. He was like, yeah, yo, man, we're just gonna cook all the meats and then once we run out, just go kill some deer.
We won't be doing that, but yeah.
We actually will. I talked to Alec about it too. I was just like, hey man, because if they're gonna let you out one by one or whatever the fucking thing is, like, go out and nuke a deer. Animals aren't getting this shit.
Where are you nuking the deer?
So there's a place about an hour from here. Alex said he goes with one of our producers. He goes with his dad all the time, and he goes. I asked him because I was like, "Are you guys worried?"
But then what are you gonna do?
I go, "What do you mean?"
Clean it.
Yeah.
Cut it.
That's what we
I
did
find
with.
that really, really hard to believe.
That's what we did with the deer last time. I'll show you the pictures, but it's gnarly.
You did it?
Yeah, me and Matt did. Me, Matt, and Jeremy in his house. Got right in there and cut it open. They taught me the whole shit because I never cleaned it before, and I was like, holy shit. But Alec and his father have, and I go,
okay.
His dad actually had swine flu. Do you remember that?
Yeah, a member swine flu.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And he goes, Alec was like, yeah, my father had it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, and he goes, yeah, man, it was real fucking touch and go.
My God.
Yeah. So, and when we were talking about, what you're going to do during all of this and what if everybody gets shut down or hypothetical, the grocery stores do shut down and you're out of meats and stuff, he was like, yo, there's a place about an hour north of here where you can go hunting. And he said at one point, I don't know why he did this, but he was just like, we just blasted a boar. And he goes, because they're so huge, there's so much meat in there. And he goes, that you can eat forever. And I was just like, so you're not out of options all the time. Evan and the boys sent in some Nabiscos, so maybe we can really go out there and light these goddamn things up.
All right.
It'd be great. We're supposed to pick them up this afternoon.
They're asking if there's any more lives today. No more lives today.
No lives today because we put up an extra
Let's
episode.
Start back on Monday, yeah.
Yeah. So we put up an extra episode of Drinkin Bros audio that is out today. It is with Eddie Gallagher, the former Navy SEAL, who was acquitted by Trump. Very controversial figure. Matt, Evan, and Jared did that interview that is live on our Drinkin Bros feed right now. There's Free Range Americans, Free Range Fridays we're doing on Drinkin Bros. So we put out a bonus episode on Drinkin Bros. Derek White's Savage Saturdays will be out tonight at 8 p.m. The audio and the video show will be up tomorrow at 11 a.m. And then Saturday nights, we are popping in a bonus episode of a Two Buzz to Air with Jared and Dan, where they were playing West Virginia Preppers. There's going to be an audio-only show for that one. And we will have and then Sunday, we'll be back. Drinkin Bros will be back that night at 8 p.m. And then you and I will be live again Monday through Friday. And we will also try to go Monday through Friday live on Drinkin Bros as well. So please keep tuning in. Subscribe to Drinkin Bros podcast on YouTube if you are not already. All of our shows are on there. Dakota Myers is on there too. He's also in the media company. So Dakota Meyer will have a new show out Monday night at 8. So go to Dakota Meyer's channel on YouTube. We are on that. We are the guests with Dakota Meyer on that show on Monday night at 8 o'clock. And all of our shows will be across the platforms. And then please continue to rate Ross Patterson Revolution on iTunes. The advertisers want that shit. So give it a 5-star and just write a little comment. Say how much you like Jabes or me or whoever, If there's any comments for Jamie, you can put them on there too. But go to iTunes and rate the show. But we'll try to be here with you through all of this because it keeps getting crazier. And it feels like minute by minute, we can't keep up with all of the stuff that is happening in the world.
Yeah.
At one
we'll
point,
have a lot more to talk about on Monday. So
at one
take
point,
a break.
I wonder if we just do it fuck it, just go all day and just, I thought about just leaving it live all day and then just switching out the cast in and out and then just keep it going to see how that would go.
Like yesterday, we essentially did that, right? So it was like you and I went live, Broettes went live, Drinkin Bros went, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, that's essentially what's going to be happening. We need a couple days break, as do you guys. So just like calm down. We'll be back Monday with a whole shit ton of more info, I'm sure.
Yeah. But actually, you guys are stocked for the weekend. Like I've loaded up
I'm
the
just
queue.
saying like
so.
live. No, I know. I'm just saying like
live-wise,
live-wise.
Live-wise, we can't go.
Let's just take a little break, everyone.
Take a little breather for live. But look, there's a million shows that are going up in Adam. And yeah, man, look, we're here. We're not going anywhere. So stay with us. Stay tuned to us. And we have enough shows to go for a very long time. And we also have the capability to go within our house if we are stuck there. So we will be your entertainment. Thank you for being with us. For Jessie Wiseman, a.k.a. The Jables, I'm Ross Patterson. This is The Revolution. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Craig, Ruben.
Reed.
Richard, Reed, Matthew, Sam.